back to the channel. So today we're just going to take you through a food shop. So standard food shop for me in the off season. Obviously eating a good amount of food, but you'll see how I like to keep things quite simple. Touch through obviously what I'm having, proteins, carbs and fats, and again I can show you how much that comes to really as well, which probably some of you want to know, but it's probably not as expensive as you think because we're shopping at Aldi, which is, in my opinion, if you're a bodybuilder trying to save money, you should be shopping there. You shouldn't be shopping anywhere else really, because if I did the same shopping at Aldi as I did at Tesco or Asda for you UK guys or something like that, or Waitrose, then it's going to cost me probably about 2 times as much. So just be clever when you're shopping. I've got plenty of clients saying, oh, food shops loads. I'm like, well, go to Aldi, and trust me, it won't be that much if you're savvy with what you're doing. But that's for other episodes. You've seen how I've told you how to save money when you're dieting or bulking. Now it's just my food shop, so I'm going to go through it one by one in terms of what I'm having, when I have it throughout the day as well, and yeah, let's see what it looks like. Straight away onto fruit. The way I shop, I don't go like protein, carb, fat, and go like that. I'll just make my way around the shop. So first up, fruit. At the minute I'm having a little bit of pineapple. Don't look like they've got much left, but we'll go for it, and I'll take you through it bit by bit. But for me, fruit I'm having a lot of frozen fruit, which we'll get on, but pineapple, some apples, and bananas as well. Right, with bananas, don't go for the ones that are instantly really ripe, because you've got them throughout the week. You've probably got about 2 days on them, so opt for the ones that have got a tiny little bit of green at top, and then they're going to ripen up obviously throughout a couple of weeks. Now with these, if you go in and they're like this and you have them and they're green, you're an idiot. Opt for them to be a bit yellow and not go for them. Probably telling you basic stuff here, but some people, when they're looking for bananas, you either go and they're too ripe and they get all bruised and they're horrible, or they're too unripe and they're just rock hard. Opt for these ones. Next up, asparagus. For me, this is like a key veg that I'll have. I won't have too much else, to be honest. I'll have a little bit of spinach, which we'll grab as well. But predominantly, what's making up my diet in terms of greens is going to be asparagus and spinach. Just for me, it tastes the best. I know asparagus makes your piss stink as well, which isn't probably a positive for it, but it does taste banging. So again, asparagus is what you want. That's my rice. Usually I'll opt for it and just cook it myself, but sometimes I do fancy the ease of making it myself, so I opt for this one, the steamed one. And again, you're talking about £1. It's going to save you way more money just cooking it yourself, but rice for me is what's going to make up the majority of my carb sources. So I have normal rice, I have cream of rice, I have white potato as well, oats with that, as well as my fruit. That's going to make up the majority of my carb sources, but we'll go through it bit by bit, and that's going to be the first sort of key carb source that I have, is just normal rice. Variation of rice, basmati or sushi, usually the 2 options that I do go for. First protein source, chicken breast. Opt for the big packs, extra large pack ×2. To be honest, it's probably cheaper for me to go to local butcher that I've got, which is pretty decent, but I'm opting for it to get from Aldi today. Price wise, it's not too bad. For me, chicken's going to make up the vast majority of my protein. Nice lean protein source again, so it's a great option to go for, and something I probably have 1 to 2 meals a day depending on how I'm feeling. Opt for the chicken breast. 3% extra lean beef mince. So red meat for me makes up the vast majority of protein intake. High in so many other nutrients. not just a protein source. I feel there's a lot of people who think that red meat, when you eat too much of it, it's going to mess up digestion or it's not good for you. Totally disagree. I feel like if you're in an off-season phase, red meat's your best friend. Even on a prep, red meat's your best friend. You look at a lot of the guys who carry a lot of muscle, red meat makes up a vast majority of their diet. So red meat, guys, 3% fat, so nice and low as well in fat. Salmon pieces. I've opted for the cheap version. Now, I'm probably taking a bit of a risk there because I do understand some of the farming for salmon isn't necessarily always the best, but I'm trusting Aldi that it's not too bad. So cheaper option, salmon pieces. Again, great fish source, great fat source, great protein source, and it's something that digests well with me. So again, I'm gonna have a salmon meal virtually, if I can, every day. I'll have one salmon meal, I'll have a couple of red meat meals, or I'll swap a salmon meal for a red meat meal, and then I'll have chicken breast and 2 protein-based meals, potentially through whey. But this is another great option, guys, to go for. So salmon, great protein source. They ain't for me, unfortunately. Not for me. Boom. Rice cakes, again, another great carb source option. I'll go for the salt and vinegar ones just because I've got a bit of a craving for like salt and vinegar at times. So I opt for those. Digest well, again, easy adding carb source. And once it sits well on the midsection, particularly when you're pushing a lot of food. So again, rice cakes is another carb source that I utilise. This is the secret, guys. Peeled potatoes. If you've got an air fryer, if you've got a Ninja air fryer, drop a load of seasoning on those, air fry them. There's nothing better. So, peeled potatoes. Usually what I'll go for, I'll literally get a full container of them, but I've already got quite a few in, so I'll probably get about six of these today. But cheap, effective, tastes so good, easy to prep. Opt for the peeled potatoes, guys. Way easier than just making it from standard scratch with normal potatoes. Barbecue sauce. Off season, so we can get away with it. Condiments for me are something that you should be keeping in to make things taste nice in an off season. I'll pour them out straight away, like the high sugar ones on prep, and I'll tell all my clients to do so, particularly if they're in dieting phases, because it's just, they actually contain quite a bit of sugar, a bit of calories. If you're pushing the food high, you can get away with them. Like creating a little bit more of a surplus through condiments is okay, in my opinion, when you are in an off-season setting like I am. I won't track them because I'll just keep them in across the board. When we're dieting though, first things to come out really, and keep it that way, and just opt for your 0 cal ones if you are going to use them on prep. But no, barbecue sauce, can't beat it, banging. On recommendation from the cameraman, Sriracha hot chili sauce. I'll give this a go when we get home and rate it out of 10. But yeah, again, same thing applies with condiments. If you're going to have them, make sure that you take them out when you're prepping, or if you are going to keep them in when you're prepping, make sure you're tracking them. Really, really important. Frozen blueberries. Again, pretty much have them all the time when I have my oats. Great way to get some good quality micronutrients in as well. Different colours in the diet, and again, taste banging. So frozen blueberries, great option. Peanut butter. So this makes up a decent amount of my fat sources. I have it morning and pre-bed as a fat source. Now calories are pretty high, and it's something I enjoy. I would usually probably, to be honest, get almond butter, but they don't have it here. Or I would just order it on Amazon and just get the pip and nut almond butter. And yeah, it's, for me, as a fat source, easy digestible, it's taste banging with oats, and that's the reason I have it, to be honest. Good fat source to be having. That alongside avocado, which I'll get as well, which I forgot about. Fish, and then lean beef mince. That is probably the predominant makeup of my fat sauces in my diet. And again, all good quality fat sauces. You can see I'm eating a lot of food on here with the setup, but it's all good quality stuff that I'm having. So yeah, nut butter. Bagels now, Sesame bagels, best one in my opinion. Probably going to get ridiculed for that, but again, another easy carb source. When calories are high, it's something I like to bring in. And yeah, bagels, another great option. Nice, easily digestible carb source to have within your diet. Finally, avocados. Another great fat source. Something I've only recently started to include in my diet, and another great option to go for. Again, when you're looking at setting up your nutrition plan, and for me, like foods I'm eating, generally whole foods are going to always be the best way. Stuff that comes from the ground, stuff that's naturally produced, it's always going to be the best way. You can see I don't have cereal in my diet now. Not that I've got anything against people having it, but for me, the high sugar content is processed for the majority of the ones that people have, and I just feel like we can get that in so many greater ways. We can fill our calories in so many greater ways, in my opinion. Now, when food gets to a crazy point for certain individuals, it might be required, granted, or some people might enjoy that, and I'll put it in clients' plans, don't get me wrong, because some people enjoy that. But for me personally, I'm looking to get a whole food diet, so I stay away from stuff like that. But again, another great fat source, avocados. So that's the food shop, guys. Break it down price wise, it comes to about 80 quid, which isn't bad, to be fair. The amount of obviously protein I'm having, that should last me around a week, just under a week realistically, which isn't so bad when you look at the phase that I'm in. An off season is going to typically be more expensive than a prep when you're trying to eat the amount of food and the quality of food for where I'm at. So that's a food shop, but you can see it's nothing crazy. Shopping at Aldi makes it a little bit cheaper as well. The quality of the food's still good. Carb source wise, the one thing that I didn't get today, just because I've already got a lot in, is oats. With that as well, cream of rice is something that you obviously can't get from Aldi. So it's something that I do order online. And whey protein as well, something I order online. So it's a case of that again makes up some of my protein sources and some of my carb sources. But you can see that hopefully it gives you an understanding of the kind of diet that I follow, what a food shop looks like for me, and what I believe it should look like. All generally whole foods, good quality diet, good quality nutritious diet. That's what we should be eating as bodybuilders, not processed rubbish. Now, I'm not saying that I don't eat that kind of stuff, because once a week I'll have an off plan at this point in the off season, because I enjoy it, because I need it mentally as well. I've got a young family, take that downtime every single week, but not on a day-by-day basis. I'll be having processed stuff and just getting calories in for the sake of it. And majority of people I feel in the world, unfortunately, which is strange really, have such a poor diet and just eat processed stuff the whole time, have no understanding of correct nutrition, and wonder why they don't feel great, or wonder why they're tired all the time, or wonder why they're ill a lot, or wonder why like people come down with illnesses regularly, or are in hospital regularly from health standpoint. Now, some people, I'm not saying all, a lot of people unfortunately can't help stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of people could mitigate those problems through an effective nutritious diet. And I'm not saying everyone needs to eat like a bodybuilder like me in the off season, but I'm saying is that people can eat a higher quality diet. 9 times out of 10, majority of people can. And majority of people who I work with have come from, who are from a lifestyle standpoint, have come from maybe having not an effective diet to then eating a highly effective diet with less calories than they're probably eating before, yet they feel far more energized. And a whole food diet, in my opinion, is always going to be key and number one. Whole food, high quality, high protein diet is always going to be beneficial to follow. So hopefully that gives you a good understanding, guys, of where I'm at in terms of what a food shop for me looks like. And again, you can take some key pointers from that as well. And more coming from the channel, so watch out as well in the future, guys, for more content on its way. So again, thanks for tuning in.